the listserv, so you know, all our contacts at Imperial. Okay. So, Jim. Jim. Okay.
Sorry.
Okay. So good afternoon, everyone. It's Tuesday, January the 20th, 2026, and I'd like to call the Sugarland Town Square Authority Development meeting to order. So has anyone signed up to speak? Okay, then item 4 minutes, consideration of an action on the approval of the minutes from the December 5th, 2023 meeting. Oh, Linda here, or who's got the minutes?
Well, since I was actually here for that meeting, I'll go ahead and move that we approve.
Okay, great. Okay, we have a motion.
You remember everything that was said, right?
Yeah.
You weren't even here. Anyway, so I got a motion by Stuart Jacobson.
Okay.
A second, by Sanjay Singhal. Let's vote this time. All those in favor, raise your hand. Say aye. Okay, aye. Passes, 6-0. Item 5.
Dig is what?
Huh? Oh, sorry, Rick. Oh, that's right. I forgot. Rick, what are you? Are you aye?
Yes.
Sorry, okay. Sorry, Rick, I forgot about you there. Okay, so that motion passes 7-0. Okay, thank you. Next, 5A, election of officers. Consideration of an action on election of a vice chairperson from the board of directors, as well as appoint a president, vice president, treasurer, secretary, and other officers as deemed necessary. And we have Jessica Hubble, Assistant Director of Redevelopment.
Okay, so I know this, many of you do not know what this is. I'll go over your history for it, but it is something that was created back when Town Square development started. And so we do have to elect officers per the statute anytime that we meet. And as you see, we don't meet regularly. I've been in this for about 5 years. This is the second time. So I promise it's not a heavy load, whoever intends to throw yourself for vice chair. So here's a little overview. So the Sugarland Town Square Development Authority, it was established in 2001 on behalf of the city of Sugarland, and to assist with the Town Square project. It is a 501c3, and sometimes it is referred to as the LGC. So you might see that in some documents that are shared with you. And so this has the authority to undertake activities on behalf of the city, the 4A, 4B, and TERS 1. And so just again, some more historical information. The creation of Town Square had a lot of entities involved, and they all had very different purposes and things that they did. So you have the city, which owned City Hall, like actual City Hall. The Development Authority, or the LGC, owned the plaza, among other things, infrastructure related. And then you have the ownership group, which is LCFRE. And then you have like a condo association, you have a parking association, conference center association. There are all these little nuances that had to be created to make something like this work, because there were so many different entities. So it can be a little confusing, but it was all necessary to get it funded and to get it set up the way that it needed to. And so for the Development Authority, it owns the conference center, the plaza, portions of the Town Square parking garages, 2 kiosks outside, and then the 2 electronic signs. And so all the powers vested in the board of directors, all the powers are invested in the board of directors. It consists of 7 people. Per the bylaws, this board is always council and mayor. And then the directors of the board serve a term that is in correlation with your council term. So if election of a person to the corresponding position on the city council or mayor were to change, they would automatically take over that position on this board. And then the chairman is always the mayor. So the following persons may serve as an ex officio, non-voting member to the board. This is positions, not people, because again, if this person were to leave, it's the position that keeps the place. So it's city manager, director of economic development, assistant city manager. And then per the bylaws, the board of directors are authorized to elect a vice chairman, president, vice president, treasurer, secretary, and other such officers that the board sees fit. Again, back when this was created, there was a lot more action that needed to be taken and a lot more things to oversee. So these were likely much more needed than they are now. But again, it just shows you how it was outlined. It was tied to positions, not people, when it comes to the president and VP. But just to cover, the chairman proceeds over all meetings and sign documents. The vice chairman does have to be another council member and performs the duties on behalf if the chairman is not available. And then the president is the acting city manager. Vice president is acting economic development director. Treasurer is acting finance director. And then the secretary is the city secretary. So that recommendation of Consideration and action of election of vice chairman from the board of directors, so one of you council members, as well as appoint the president, vice president, treasurer, secretary, and other officers, as shown here.
Who is currently on?
You're currently the vice chair.
Okay.
I think.
You're doing a great job.
Oh, just busy for the minute.
Messing in the minutes.
Okay, well, okay, well, I'll make a, motion that Susan Watley remain as the, vice chair.
Second.
Okay. Okay. Are there any other nominations? Okay, let's, everyone in favor, raise your hand, say aye. Okay, Rick, is Rick on there? We've lost, is Rick still there?
Yes, aye.
Oh, he's there.
There he is.
Okay.
He's driving.
Okay. Okay, so motion passes 7-0. Okay, the president, is normally the, city manager, Mike Goodrum. Could I get a motion on this?
I make a motion to appoint Mike as a president.
Second. Okay, motion by Sanjay Singhal, second by Suzanne Watley. Everyone voted this time, say aye. Raise your hand. Okay. Motion passes 7-0. Next would be vice president, and that position is currently held by Economic Development Director Elizabeth Huff. Is there a motion to continue?
Motion to remove
Okay.
Elizabeth Huff. Second.
Okay, motion by Rod Betcher, second by Jim Vanderhall. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, motion passes 7-0. Okay, the treasurer is, that's normally, finance director, which would be Michelle McCrimmon. Is there a motion for that?
I make a motion for Michelle to be treasurer.
No, that would be an eight.
Oh, Chalet? Oh, Jean Chow. Oh, sorry about that. Okay, so would you like to make a
I
motion?
make a motion to have Jim Chow as a treasurer.
Okay. And then who is the second on that?
I will be.
Okay, so we have a, motion by Sanjay Singh, a second by Stuart Jacobson. Everybody who's in favor, raise your hand or say aye.
Aye.
Okay, that's 7-0. Okay, so the secretary, so that would be Linda, city secretary, Linda Mendenhall. Can I get a motion? Okay, so I've got a motion by Jim Vanderhaar, second. Okay, second by Rod Betcher. Everyone who's in favor, raise your hand. Aye. Okay.
Aye.
7-0. Okay, so then, now that everyone's been elected, we'll go on to item number 6, lease estoppel certificate. Consideration of an action on the authorization of a lease estoppel certificate regarding the master lease agreement for the Sugarland Town Square Plaza kiosk as amended between the Sugarland Town Square Development Authority and the LCFRE Sugarland Town Square LLC. And again, we have Jessica Hubble, Assistant Director of Redevelopment.
Okay, so in 2003, there was a 99-year ground lease that was executed and a master lease agreement executed between the appropriate parties. So the LGC, Town Center, Lakeside, and then named the LGC as the owner of the two kiosks that you set aside. So LCFRE Sugarland is the owning entity. They're the ones who are seeking the estoppel required for refinancing, just basically verifying that the LGC owns those kiosks and it's in good standing. And so with that, it's just consideration of an action on approval of a lease estoppel certificate regarding the master lease agreement for the Sugarland Town Square Plaza kiosk as amended between the Sugarland Town Square Development Authority and LCFRE Sugarland Town Square LLC, which is LCFRE in the documents.
Anybody have any questions? Okay,
So
Sanjay?
in the previous one, who is the lessor and who is the lessee? Who owns the land and who is leasing?
Well, it depends. So like for the kiosk, the local government corporation owns it, and then the owning entity, no, I'm sorry, the LGC owns it, and then LCFRE is the leaseor, is who leases it.
Leasing it from LC. And is there a reason, background, why they are asking for this? Are they planning to sell or assign lease to somebody?
No, it's strictly for refinancing. So in my time here, we've done an estoppel for this previously when Lionstone refinanced. So if you recall last year, Lionstone dissolved. That was the investment manager. Pennybacker stepped in. So the owning entity of Teachers Retirement is still there. It's still LCFRE, but you have different investment managers now. So Pennybacker is now asking for they're doing some refinancing, which is a very common thing that happens. So they just have to approve the ownership in this structure. The other ones that we've seen in the past are when it comes to the Marriott, because the Marriott has a different ownership structure, so we'll have to prove that we own the conference center, the LC or the LGC. So it's just something that they just have to have in their documents to do the refinancing, but it has nothing to do with selling or anything like that.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
Just for,
Yeah, Rob?
just for context, so which property in its entirety are they refinancing?
Should be the whole property,
Which is inclusive of what?
like the whole boundaries is what I would assume, are they? No. It should be, they typically when they refinance, it's for their whole portfolio of debt on this property.
I'm saying for that whole town center area, like what is all inclusive of? Just for curiosity's sake.
Like all the buildings, I assume, and I don't speak for them, Deb and Judy.
I mean, it's the 32 acres, with the exception of the LGC owns the plaza and the Marriott, and City Hall owns, or the city owns City Hall. And then obviously the condominiums have their own ownership structure as well. So it's everything else minus those
So it's all the
things.
commercial office space and
Right.
retail, whatever else.
Anything else?
Do you have a motion?
Motion to approve.
Alright, thank you.
Motion by Suzanne Watley, a second by Sanjay Singhal. Everyone in favor, say aye. The motion passes 7-0. So having no further business, I do have a motion to adjourn.
I make a motion to approve.
Motion to adjourn by Sanjay Singhal. Okay. Thank you.
That was quick.
Thank you.
Came out.
I was reading the minutes to try and see who it was. I
Meeting at 5:30.
saw Ferguson, I saw